Hello and welcome back to the Ultimate Marble Racing International. We're back with race number 3 and we are going to be at Germany this time. Hello, boy. So from the last race we have Eggbot leading, intro music still low. Yeah, no, I haven't changed it. it might stay low for this season on the Twitch side of things. Eggbot currently leading, Boyer in second, Iceman in third, Cheese in fourth, Shady in fifth, Superboss in sixth, Moo in seventh, Alfonso in eighth, Weep in ninth, and Jimmy in 10th. I do not know any German. The only words I got from that is Deutsch, and that's about it. So my guess is something to do with German. But that's as far as I can go. And isn't Ja like ja? I don't know. But let's head over to the first track. Of course, there will be 2 tracks like normal for the stream. So we do have another race coming up after this one. I had a feeling it was something along the lines of, do I know German or can I speak German? Like I say, German was the only word I got from that. So the answer to that is no. Let's go to the track. So here we are. And this has also been updated by Iceman. Changes to the ladders, which we'll go and see in just a moment. First, let's get everyone into their positions. On the front row, we have Pesky Bird, B, Azur, and Fludes. On the back row, we have Iceman, Superboss, Cheese, and Shady. 10 laps around this track. Looks like Belgium's colours. Funny you say that. Funnily enough. It's almost like their flags have very similar colours. But let's do the predictions. 2 minutes to get in those predictions. How many do you think will DNF? And let's take a look around the track. So from the start, not sure why there's a... oh, because it's something selected. There we go. From the start, we have a sweeping bend, then goes into a 90-degree left turn. Blue just predicting their own last place. Interesting. From fourth, be quite the throw. Going down to a split section, going around to 2 what used to be ladders, now elevators. And then rejoining, going to a sharp hairpin, going down, and then going around, sweeping bends, big S turn, then going through the stone wall. And then a long bend, sweeping around the outside of the wall, and then this bend sharpening, and then opening up into another elevator, taking you up into 2 hairpins, and then a little wind to the finish. Yes, it is. It is indeed. So that's the track, 10 laps. See how this plays out. Just waiting for the prediction timer to come to an end. And I wasn't sure if I was actually going to be streaming because I was incredibly ill yesterday. Joys of vomiting and stuff. From literally like 4 in the morning through to the night, and horrific stabbing pains in my stomach. So that was a fun day. And today, feeling a good bit better. Still not 100%. Stomach's still a little bit on the iffy side, but I think I expected, I've had something like this before, and I expected to have one day that's going to be horrific and then a follow-up day that's a bit on the rocks, but on the mend. So hopefully that's today, and tomorrow everything will be gone. Here's hoping. Yeah, thanks for that. Well, let's get the race started. The countdown begins. And the lights go green. Don't need to go quite that slow. And into the first corner, Pesky Bird is going to take the lead. Onto the booster, Shady and Cheese will follow. They've got a bit more speed. Pesky Bird didn't get a great release there. Moo's going to opt for the other side. Azur's going to get a better line and get the overtake. So does Snorker. Not too great on that side. And Boer, first one in onto the little ladder part of the elevator. Really trying to prove that the ladder curse will not be following them into this season. So Boer's going to be leading, Jimmy following, and then Snorker, followed by Moo and Cheese. And opening it up, going towards the wall, Jimmy tailing Boer. But Snorker with great speed there, goes up the inside of Jimmy, he's going to move up into second place. Bit of a rough hit on the exit, but keeps momentum going. Looks like the gap is closing as well on Boer. It's very close between the top three right now. Boer gets a clean entrance there. Snorker does not, falling back, and it's a big pile up. Jimmy's going to lose a lot of positions. And now it's Moo, Eggbot, Snorker, and Pesky Bird side by side. Snorker with a bit more speed, but Pesky Bird with the inside line, but a bit too inside is going to clip the wall and drop positions to Azur and Weep. Eggbot with a great line there. Pesky Bird sneaking in. Shady getting between Eggbot and Snorker. Good exit line to get past Eggbot. Snorker getting past Eggbot as well. Lots of overtaking happening here. Big collision there on the wall for Pesky Bird. Going to drop some positions onto the booster. All action in this section. Meanwhile, Boer and Moo trying to break away from the pack. Cheese running slow through the split section. And Demon going back to normal Demon ways, trailing behind early into this race. Eggbot gaining on Moo. Then Pesky Bird, Shady, Snorker, Superboss, B, Iceman, Fludes, Azur, Weep, Jimmy, Cheese, Alfonso. But Boer making a breakaway up at the front and with the fastest lap. Which makes sense with Boer leading. Pesky Bird with a good leap around Eggbot there. Now, no, Iceman won't be joining us in the Twitch chat for this race. I was informed beforehand. Gave me some updates on some of the track updates. And also they would not be making it to this stream because it's his anniversary with his girlfriend. Just make sure I remembered that right. And they are going out. So I hope Iceman has a good time. I don't know if it's evening. I assume it's probably evening time. So hopefully they have a good evening. And he'll be able to catch up on all of this afterwards. So at the top of the split section, Boer and Eggbot still quite close together. Actually, Eggbot closing the gap even more. Taking the fastest lap. Ice Woman. Iceman and Ice Woman. So got a bit of a battle going on further back. Snorker, Fludes, B, Shady getting Howard back there. Pesky Bird's going to come through. Iceman with a big hit off the wall. Oh, the trails. That is a good point. Glad you reminded me. I'll try and remember to do that between the races. And Eggbot has moved up into first. Boer now under pressure from Moo. Yeah, at the end of this race, remind me trails. I need to put the trails on for those that subbed. I saw the trail choices in the Discord. And it was after I'd closed the game. And I was meant to put them on before this race, because I was running behind, it totally slipped my mind. So quite the battle going on up at the front. Eggbot with a bad release on that corner. Moo's going to come past. Boer's going to keep hold of that lead again. And Balls of Steel trying to put in some good work this race. Now, I did get the team standings wrong at the end of the last stream. I updated it on the Discord. I realised I didn't put in an updated race number so it could calculate all the ghost calculations correctly. So the order is different, but you'll see that at the end of this race. But Balls of Steel were down at the bottom, so trying to put in some more work. I did give them some coaching advice in the Discord. My great top tip of do better. Now, it looks like it might be working. I mean, if that doesn't work, I guess the next thing is to let Eggbot give a motivational speech to the team. But so far, we're doing great on these ladder entries. And Balls of Steel, 1st, 5th and 6th, looking good right now. I would never jinx. Snorker's going to close the gap on Moo, but a big collision on the corner, tailing a bit too close. Moo's going to slow Snorker down. And Eggbot now in range for the overtake. A bit more speed than Snorker. Could come down to the entry here. Moo's blocking Eggbot, but Eggbot does get on before Snorker. Fluids and B both having a bit of trouble, but get on at the exact same time. Boer with a bit of a slow exit on that turn. There's been a bit of a pilot with Eggbot and Snorker as well. So still quite close for everyone. In fact, Demon taking the fastest lap and moving out of last place is now in front of Cheese. But the top 4 right now, as they're on lap 5, are battling it out for the points. For big points. And Snorker's going to squeeze Eggbot out on that exit. Boer's going to try and block Moo, but they both end up on the escalator together. Not the escalator, the elevator. Get the right one. And Demon moving up another position, now in front of Alfonso. Trying to make some plays late into the race. But Moo will be leading going on to lap 6. Now, everyone else still very grouped up together here. We've got B closely followed by Fluids. Bad turn there by Fluids, losing a bit of speed. Then we have Wheat, Peskybird, Azure, Shady, Superboss, and Iceman. And Demon now in front of Jimmy as well. On a bad exit for Jimmy, big time loss. And Demon's just going to take one position at a time. Up at the front, we see a lunge by Eggbot around Boer and around Moo. Huge play by Eggbot, and they're going to slow Moo down. Not enough for Boer to get past, though. B and Fluids trying to hold Snorker and Wheat back. Eggbot trying to break away now into the lead. Boer's closing that gap on Moo. Into the sharp bend, it's all clean. Eggbot getting slowed down on the ladder entry, but does manage to get on before Boer and Moo, who will be side by side. And Boer makes a lunge past Moo. But Moo's not going to let it go that easily. Very close behind Boer here. And Fluids and B still managing to hold back all of those behind. Big hit on the first corner for B, but a few of them making mistakes there as well. Everyone getting slowed down, so it doesn't cost too much. We're having some trouble on the ladder though. It is Eggbot leading, Moo second, and Bwer third. B and Fluids using each other there to stabilize. Might have been an effective strat, I'm not too sure. They seem to be making a bit too much contact here, and Snorker is now looking to find a way past. The teammates are going to have to be careful. And we're not seeing Demon picking up any other positions further back, actually losing the position to Jimmy, but still holding that fastest lap. It's looking like a strong race right now for Eggbot, and Moo falling off the ladder does make it on before Bwer can. And there's starting to be a little bit of a separation between the top three. They've got a good gap back to anyone else though. And we're seeing B falling quite a few positions here. Must have been issues on the ladder entry, and that's cost a lot of time and a lot of positions for B. A massive drop. Fluids is now behind Superboss. Superboss has come through to take 4th. Weep's now come through into 5th. And B's dropped all the way down to 13th. Absolute chaos at the ladder entry. Up at the front, Moo and Eggbot battling it out for that number 1 spot right now. And Eggbot will not give up that position. But Moo's going to squeeze Eggbot into the corner and get around. Also see Demon is now past B as well. And Moo now trying to storm away from Eggbot. It looks like we could be seeing Superboss and Weep starting to close in on Bwer. So Bwer not looking as safe as they were before. The ladder entry is not great. Superboss will be joining Bwer on the elevator. And that slight time loss allows Moo and Eggbot to extend that lead, but they are still fighting it out. That's going to cost them some time. Going on to lap 9. Still quite the battle going on for that number 1 spot. But a tactical block there by Moo is going to slow Eggbot down. A Weep being sent backwards. Superboss is going to come through and sneak through to take that position. With some good speed, is now right behind Eggbot, but is going to get blocked on the ladder. Can they sneak across and get another route on? The timing wasn't great. And Weep's going to be side by side with them, and this is a chance for Moo to break away in the lead late into the race. Weep's going to get past Eggbot as Eggbot does not get a great turn. It's very close here though. Eggbot will move back up into 2nd, Weep in 3rd, Bwer in 4th, Superboss in 5th. Bwer's managed to get back up into 2nd. Eggbot drops to 4th. Big hit on the corner. See what happens on the ladder entry. Bwer getting pushed on and falling straight back off, and Eggbot's going to make it on 1st. Iceman's going to be joining Weep and Bwer with a great lunge onto the ladder entry there. And Bwer a bit too far inside, is going to click the inside wall. As and Shady are going to squeeze past Iceman on the exit. Although a collision there between the two of them is going to set Shady back, but Shady's now going to play block on Iceman. And Azur makes a lunge past Boer and actually slows Boer down. Might be a chance for Shady to try and sneak past. But Boer keeps good pace around there. Azur's going to join Eggbot on the elevator. A good lead right now by Moo. Very strong up at the front. Going outside of the wall for the last time. We can also see that Fludes is down in 13th. And a prime sub from Snorker. Is that... I thought you were already subbed. Is that just a notification trigger? What a choke. Yeah, down to 10th for Snorker. Either way, thank you so much for the sub. For the prime sub, Snorker. It is much appreciated. As we come down to the end of the race and Moo with a strong lead at the finish here, taking the win. And green slushies of Shady and Azur coming out of nowhere here. Playing the late game. Oh, but Weep's just going to snipe that position. A very close finish. Superboss taking the fastest lap. Boer dropping to 9th on the final ladder. It's always the curse of the ladders. Snorker dropping to 10th. Demon managing to make up to 11th. And Alfonso 12th. Pescybird, B and Fludes. I mean, Fludes predicted last place. It wasn't quite last place. But it was close enough. And then Cheese taking last. It was looking so promising for them, for the Bulls of Steel early on. But it all fell apart. But congratulations to Moo on the win at Germany. Shady and Azur coming seamlessly or seemingly out of nowhere as well. Two green slushies. Iceman and Jimmy for the icebreakers could be good team points for the 5th and the 7th. So quite close all the way down to the end there. A lot of action, a lot going on. A good race all round. And prediction-wise, let's have a look. Well, we only had one person predict. Took me a minute to find the predictions. But it was correct, and that was Boer. On the correct prediction, we had 0 DNFs. So now I'm going to go and put the results over on the leaderboard. Means nobody got it correct for me. That's true. Guess you could view it that way. If you didn't predict, then you... Well, if you don't predict, can you get it wrong? I guess they didn't get it wrong, but yeah, they didn't get it right. So I'll take you on that one. Yeah, I'm going to go put the results over on the standings, and I'll be back in just a minute with the updated standings. Alright, the results have been entered, so let's head over to the standings. I think you might be right, Snorker. There might be quite a lot of 0 to 1 predictions on the DNFs. I imagine it'll be the case with a lot of the tracks, but you never know. Could be. We've had one that came out of that with the 2 DNFs. Maybe there'll be another. Might come out of nowhere. So, following that race, Shady moves up into the #1 spot with 84 points. Moo in 2nd with 79, Iceman in 3rd with 77, Eggbot in 4th with 73, Boer in 5th with 70, Superboss 6th with 60, Weep in 7th with 59, Cheese in 8th with 55, Alfonso in 9th with 48, and Jimmy in 10th with 46. Then below that we have Azure, Demon, Snorker, Peskybird, Fluids, and Bee. And over on the team standings, Grandmasters are leading by 1 point with 60 points, then the Icebreakers with 59. Eternal Darkness and Green Slushies tied with 57. Tutti Frutti and Marble Minions tied with 56. And then the Doge Balls, Snowballs, Ultraviolets, and then the Balls of Steel not doing too good as a team right now. Boy is trying to put in the work. Fluids and B not off to a great start in this season, pulling the team down a bit. But that was Germany. Up next, we have Ireland. Hopefully that is how it's pronounced. That is what I was told in the last stream. And don't forget the trails. Of course, I will get those added as well. But for those watching this on YouTube, that is the end of this one. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.